News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
An East Helena man held in Missoula on $500,000 bond. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It's Tuesday, April 19th, 2016. Going to be another lovely day in western Montana. Sun's just coming up now, just a few thin clouds, and we have 34 degrees in Missoula. Our newscast this morning, sponsored by Dig It Excavating, bringing 30 years of excavation excellence to every job. For all your excavation needs, call 214-4292. This morning's top story, 51-year-old Timothy Haithcox was arrested over the weekend in Missoula and held on several felony charges out of East Helena. According to court documents, Haithcox allegedly kidnapped a female victim, beat her, and sexually assaulted her over a 4-hour period and threatened to kill her over 30 times. Lewis and Clark County Sheriff Leo Dutton said Haithcox terrorized his female victim.
They lasted up to 4 hours, the time that it took for this to occur. So it wasn't just 15 minutes of care. We are alleging that it's 4 hours that this occurred on, and it's significant.
Haithcox has been charged with aggravated kidnapping, aggravated assault, sexual assault, and tampering with evidence, all felonies allegedly committed between April 11th and 12th. He is being returned to Lewis and Clark County to face charges that could include a life sentence in the Montana State Prison. Montana Republican gubernatorial candidate Greg Gianforte has announced a tax proposal he dubs his 406 tax relief plan, which he says will cut taxes and freeze government spending. Gianforte released his plan at a Clancy lumber yard yesterday, the final day for Americans to file state and federal tax forms. Gianforte is seeking to phase out a business equipment tax over the next 4 years, hold state spending to current levels, and reduce the maximum tax rate from 6.9% down to 6%. Even before the Republican released his plan, the re-election campaign for Democratic Governor Steve Bullock said the proposal would benefit the wealthy at the expense of middle-class families. The Bozeman Republican said he'd flesh out details over the course of his campaign. Responding to a weekend editorial by George Oshensky that appeared in lead newspapers across the state, Executive Director of the Montana Democratic Party, Nancy Keenan, said Montana money that went to the Hillary Victory Fund was perfectly legal and available to all the Democratic presidential candidates.
This year, only Hillary Clinton's campaign took advantage of this, what we call joint fundraising. But both Senator Sanders and then Governor O'Malley also had the opportunity to participate with states, but neither of them have called Montana.
Keenan drew a sharp contrast to the money for the Hillary Victory Fund and what is termed dark money.
Dark money is when you don't know who gave the money or how the money was spent. This is the case where we have to report the name of the donor that gave the party money, and in essence, our reports also reflect how the money is spent.
Keenan said there are specific rules for political contributions.
Well, PAC can only give $5,000 to the Democratic Party. It is illegal to take corporate money to the Democratic Party. And so we follow the law, and it is all fully disclosed.
There's a link to the story on our website on newstalkkgvo.com to the Montana Office of Political Practices and its report of Democratic Party fundraising. A Billings attorney is facing charges after police say she had been driving drunk with 3 children in her car. The Billings Gazette reports 39-year-old Michelle Lynn Braukman appeared in court yesterday. She's been charged with felony criminal child endangerment and misdemeanor counts of unlawful possession of an open container and operating a vehicle without proper registration. According to an affidavit, Montana Highway Patrol troopers had pulled Braukman over Saturday. The troopers say they found an open bottle of vodka in her vehicle, and her blood alcohol content had measured more than 3 times the legal limit. Braukman had been in the car with her 2 sons and an 11-year-old passenger. Providence Health and Services of Western Montana sponsoring a free community discussion today entitled Transforming Healthcare, the Cost of Care. Chief Executive of the Providence St. Patrick Hospital, Jeff Fee, said people will learn about the driving forces that are impacting healthcare prices and what the future holds for our health care costs.
They made the assumption that when somebody purchased a policy in January, that individual would continue paying on that policy for that year. And what they found, and this is something across the nation, is people that are buying policies, having their medical procedure done, and then stopping paying, and health plans end up faced with claims that are multiples of the premium they've collected on that claim.
Fee says there are still people who also have not purchased health care insurance policies.
There's some things around those, and those are often politically challenged and politically charged conversations, but it doesn't take an actuarial scientist to understand that if you've got people that are going in and racking up $200,000 bills and paying 2 months of premiums, that's not sustainable for everybody in general.
The seminar will be at the Broadway Building Conference Center at 500 West Broadway from 5:30 until 7 this evening. Filmmaker Ken Burns is partnering with the backers of a sprawling Montana wildlife preserve to sponsor an annual prize for individuals they say embody, quote, the indomitable American spirit, end quote. The American Prairie Reserve planned today to announce the creation of a Ken Burns American Heritage Prize. The group says it will honor artists, authors, educators, conservationists, historians, and others. The recipients will be chosen by a jury, and the first award will be given in the spring of 2017. For the fourth year in a row, nearly 10,500 Montana public high school students will be taking the ACT test for free today. Superintendent of Public Instruction Denise Juneau said the free testing is part of the Graduation Matters Montana program.
Providing the ACT for free, now in our fourth year of doing that, to every junior in the state sort of allows individual students to determine if they need an extra year of math or science, or if they are prepared for college when they may not have thought they were before.
Juneau outlines the benefits of the free ACT testing program.
It's a great benefit to individuals. It's a great benefit to families because they don't have to pay the cost of that. And moving to the ACT for federal accountability purposes this year, I've actually saved those students 8 hours of testing time as well. And so it's a win-win situation for everybody involved.
Juneau said the free ACT testing is funded by a partnership with the Office of the Montana Commissioner of Higher Education. Montana is one of 13 states that do that. The Stillwater County dispatcher will undergo some remedial training for failing to follow county policies and responding to what ended being a pedestrian fatal. The Stillwater County News reported the dispatcher didn't immediately notify local authorities about an apparently confused woman walking around town until after she had been struck and killed. And finally, 2 rock bands have become the latest to cancel concerts in North Carolina because of the state's new law on LGBT rights. In a statement issued yesterday on the band's website, Pearl Jam, of course, bassist Jeff Ament, who calls Missoula home, called the law, quote, a despicable piece of legislation that encourages discrimination against an entire group of American citizens, end quote. The statement says the band has communicated with local groups and will give them money to oppose the law. Earlier yesterday, the rock group Boston, who's going to be performing here in Missoula soon, also announced plans to cancel their concerts because of North Carolina's law. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Plenty of sunshine this week and very warm with their highs in the upper 70s to right around 80. Overnight lows will drop into the 30s and 40s. We'll bring in a round of rain for the weekend with their highs in the 60s. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.